What's going on, y'all? So let's get it out. Let's get the formalities out of the way. Happy New Year. I know you guys are geared up for this year. If you're anything like me or anything like my clients, you're putting your fitness front center and you're like, hey, look, I got some goals I got to achieve. I got some things I want to do. Some of you might want to get on stage. Some of you might want to run races. Some of you might want to do triathlons. You want to do CrossFit stuff, or you just want to fit into your jeans again, whatever they are. You've got some really great goals and resolutions on your heart. Now, I got to be honest with you, honey. I absolutely hate New Year's resolutions. If there's anything that I don't like, it's New Year's resolutions. And why is that? Well, here's the thing. Statistically speaking, most of us are going to fail at our New Year's resolution goals at the tune of 90%. Okay, that's not even an exaggerated number. Like, they've done studies on this, they've taken surveys, they've done a whole gamut of research on the impact of New Year's resolutions and how people are actually successful at them or not. Most people are not successful at them. So this is what I want to do, honey. I want to help you to get over this. So let's get into it. Instead of New Year's resolutions today, I want to focus on an approach that's going to impact you now and in the future. So what I want to chat about is what it means to move with intention and integrity in your fitness journey. Now, whoa. I know a lot of y'all probably have not heard those two words together when it comes to fitness, intention and integrity. You might have heard of intention, of course, but integrity, oh, honey, that's a whole other gamut that y'all ain't even been into. And that's what we're going to get into today. So if you're joining me, I want to welcome you here. I am broadcasting live across many different channels. And if you're not watching this live, you're watching this in the replay. My name is Roxy Beckles, and I am a fitness professional who's been at this game for a long time, guys, 97, just changing lives, helping women out there just like you in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond to rewrite their stories by taking a smarter, more connected approach when it comes to our fitness. And we talk about the 4 pillars of fitness here: your mental fitness, your emotional fitness, your spiritual fitness, and your physical fitness as well. So it's like you got to have all 4 of those pillars together in order to reach your goals, transform your body, to change your behaviors, your mindset, your habits, and the actions that are holding you back, and get you to that next level, get you to that quote unquote promised land. So if this is something that speaks to your heart, baby, no matter where you're watching this right now, first of all, smash me a heart, smash me a thumbs up, let your girl know that you're loving this, and also subscribe, whether you're on my YouTube channel or you're gonna go ahead and follow me on Instagram or wherever you are. Make sure that you stay connected. And I'm gonna post a link down below or have a QR code that you're gonna scan on the screen in a moment. Let me go ahead and get that up for you right here. Scan that so you can get on my free email list. I'm gonna give you my free hormone decoded special report for women out there who are 35 and over, and girl, your hormones are a little wacky right now, okay? You're pushing that age where the body's starting to change and you're working your butt off, but you're not seeing the results that you want. Listen, there's a lot of stuff that's outside of diet and training that you need to go ahead and make sure that you get together. And that ebook is going to help to spell it out. So make sure you scan the QR code or click the link to go ahead and get your copy. So here's the thing. Let's break this down and let me go ahead and go into some discussion and definition. What does it mean to have intention in your fitness journey? And what does it mean to have integrity? So when we talk about intention is about having a clear purpose for every workout, staying mindful and present in each movement that you do. Everything has a purpose. There's nothing thrown away. There's nothing wasted. You are thinking, you are present, and you are pushing yourself forward with that purpose. The next thing that we got to talk about, though, is integrity. So what is integrity in your fitness journey? Well, this is something that's often overlooked. And I've never heard anybody really get into this. And this is something that's been on my heart for a while now. So having the integrity in your fitness journey is the concept that means that you're trying to stay true to your values and your commitments, being honest with yourself and consistent in your fitness efforts. So think about, what are the things that you value in your life? How do you show up in that value in other aspects, not just in fitness? Because how you do one thing, guys, is how you should be doing all things. How you show up at your work, how you show up in your home, how you show up in your relationships, how you show up in your friendships, how you show up in the things that you're passionate about. You got to show up that way in your fitness efforts. See, here's the thing that's crazy. We put our fitness life over here in this compartmentalized segment of our existence. And that's why so many of you, when things get rough, when you start losing motivation, you get busy or whatever happens, the first thing that goes is the fitness. You chuck that away. You don't show up to the gym. You cancel your trainer. You do all these things that just don't get you to the next level. We want to integrate this in. So the idea behind this conversation today is putting that value, the things that you care about most, putting those values into your fitness journey and letting that help to fuel you forward to get to the results that you want. So now that we've defined these things, let's go ahead and break down. Now, how do you put them into action? So let's talk about putting intention into action in a deeper way. So the first thing I want to bring out to you is that you got to think about purposeful actions. So I want you to set specific goals for every session, not just goals in general. Like I want to lose 10 pounds, I want to 20, 30 pounds, whatever. I want to fit into these jeans. I want to do that. Okay, great. That's wonderful. That's your intrinsic why. Like that's okay. Why do you want to do that? Well, because boom, it's important to me and You can identify that. Now, we got beyond that. You got to put that in action. So it's not just about the macro, but the micro, the session, the workout. So before you go ahead and start training, think about what goals do you want to accomplish in this very session? Is it beating your numbers from the last session? Is it getting in a little bit more cardio than you typically do? Is it raising and elevating your heart rate more than you typically do? Is it throwing in new exercises that you've never done before? The things that you hate, doing them anyway. How can you show up? So that's what I want you to do. I want you to think about how are ways that you can improve your strength. How can you master your program in a way that takes you outside of your comfort zone? The second thing to think about is mindful presence in your journey. Mindful presence in the moment in your fitness journey. So I want you to stay focused on the present. A lot of times we start thinking about how, life is going crazy and you got all these worries. You did stuff in the past. You've messed up. We have a lot of scars and trauma when it comes to our ability to believe that we can get our fitness goals going. You got to let that go. You got to stay present in the moment. So even when you're in your workouts, think about how am I feeling? Do a temperature check. How am I feeling mentally? How am I really putting myself into my workouts? How am I squeezing and moving every single muscle down to the last fiber? How am I being present in this movement with my breath and just how my posture? My cats are just acting up. This is live and full effect, guys. Listen, y'all need to sit down somewhere, these cats. Now listen. So let's get back to it. The thing that I want you to keep in mind is just, again, staying present. How are you breathing? How are you sitting? How are you moving? How are you staying present? Are you distracted? All of these things matter. So stay in the moment. The next thing that I want you to focus on is now talking about embracing the integrity in the fitness. Okay. I want to keep these conversations nice and succinct so that way you get them, you save them, you can come back to them, and we'll dive deeper into these concepts on my email list. We'll dive deeper into them on longer form videos on my YouTube channel. But for right now, let's move on to integrity because this is the one that I think matters the most. So showing up with integrity, again, means staying true to your values. So you want to align your workouts with what matters to you intrinsically. So if you're a person who values perseverance, if you're a person who values just being strong and being empowered, you want to keep pushing through any challenge you face when it comes to your fitness journey. When you are someone who values perseverance, you're not going to run away from when things in life gets hard. You're going to armor up, you're going to woman up, and you're going to carry on and do what you have to do to make sure that life keeps moving. Why do you give up that in your fitness journey? Why do you run away when the going gets tough? Why are you afraid to step up to challenges? Why aren't you able to lock in and get loaded and show up anyway every single day, even when you don't want to? See, you gotta align how you move. How you do one thing in life is how you gotta do everything. The next thing you got to think about is keeping honest in your efforts when we're talking about integrity and fitness. Be truthful about your progress and the areas that need improvement. And don't do it for a coach. Don't do it for a trainer. It's done for you. So many folks live in this deluded reality of making excuses when they mess up. And I'm the type of person who talks about giving yourself grace. Perfection is not the way, right? We're not trying to be perfect with everything, but we're trying to show up as best as we can. And you got to get honest with yourself when you know that you're dropping the ball. You got to get honest with yourself when you know that you could be doing better, that you could be making far more improvements if you showed up. So having an honest perspective about where you are, how you're doing, checking in with that is so important. And then next is the accountability. Showing up with integrity in your fitness journey means that you got to hold yourself responsible, girl. You got to hold yourself accountable, girl. You want to celebrate your wins and you want to learn from your setbacks. You know, there are two things that I like to say. Well, there's one thing. I'm going to go with this one thing. There's one thing that rules my life. We talk about value and integrity. For me, I really believe in the concept of I only have two options in this world. I have two options in this world for everything that I'm doing, everything. And that is to succeed or succeed. Failure isn't an option. It's not even a figment of my imagination. It's not even something that I'm thinking about, because failure is not falling down. Failure is falling down and not getting up. You're supposed to fall. You're supposed to learn. But you got to get back up. You got to keep going and you got to keep growing. So for you, I want you to embrace that kind of mindset. And finally, I want you to remember that your fitness journey is about more than just this physical shell that changes. It's about a deeper, more intrinsic why. Your body itself is a temple. It is a temple for goodness. And I want you to treat it with respect. I want you to treat it in a way that honors not just yourself, but it also acknowledges and honors your journey through life, in knowing that every single person, including yourself, deserves dignity, deserves respect. And the first person to give you that isn't somebody outside of yourself, but it's you. Wow, big concept there to grasp, right? The fitness thing is not just about the vanity of it all, fitting into society's boxes, trying to live up to unrealistic standards, baby. It's not about that. You got one body that you're born with. How are you going to go sliding into your last days? Are you going to look back and say you didn't treat this body right? Are you going to look back and say that you allowed yourself to get sick in your own hands because you didn't take care of it? Now, sometimes folks get sick and it's not their fault, you know, like different diseases that we have coming up, genetics, whatever. But the things that you could have prevented, did you prevent them? You know, were you kind to yourself even when you weren't physically where you wanted to be? Did you respect yourself or did you talk yourself down? You know, listen, folks are not going to respect you if you don't respect you first. Let's end today with a little reminder from Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. This is one of my favorites, baby. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. So I want you to move towards your goals and 2025 with that in mind. Keep the hope and know that you, by stepping one foot in front of the other and by trusting the process, that a future of success truly awaits you. I hope you enjoyed today's motivational conversation. Go ahead and put your comments down below because I love to hear them. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Make sure that you follow me over here on Instagram or whatever platform that you're seeing me on. And I will see you on the next one. Ciao for now.